Have you ever reached for what seems like the perfect healthy snack? Plump grapes, sun-ripened mangoes, or a slice of watermelon, and felt proud of yourself, only to learn later that one of these innocent fruits might be quietly working against your health? You're not alone. Many of us grew up believing that fruit is the ultimate free pass in our diet. Nature's candy, guilt-free and wholesome. But what if I told you that for seniors like you and me, some of these so-called healthy fruits can trigger blood sugar spikes, digestive discomfort, or even worsen kidney strain? Today, I'm going to share the 8 fruits that may be secretly harming your health and what you can enjoy instead. Stay tuned because this could change how you snack forever. As we journey into our golden years, our bodies change in subtle but important ways. Metabolism slows, insulin sensitivity often decreases, and organs like the kidneys and liver may not remove waste or process nutrients as efficiently as before. Yet every day, well-meaning nutrition advice reminds us fruit is good for you, without mentioning that higher sugar or potassium levels in certain fruits can lead to blood sugar roller coasters that leave you craving more sweets or feeling lightheaded, digestive upset, gas or bloating that can steal the joy from a relaxed afternoon with family, increased potassium levels for those with kidney concerns, risking muscle cramps or irregular heartbeat, hidden calories that, over time, contribute to unwanted weight gain and joint stress. You might have experienced these symptoms and thought, it must be something else, or maybe I'm just getting old. But what if the culprit is hiding in your fruit bowl? I know how frustrating it can be when well-intentioned advice doesn't work for you, when you follow the eat your fruits rule and still feel tired, achy, or out of sorts. That's why over the next few minutes I promise to 1. Reveal exactly which 8 fruits can pose risks for seniors and why they do. 2. Explain the science backed by the CDC's guidance that added sugars should be less than 10% of daily calories, to show how even natural fruit sugars matter in our golden years. 3. Offer low-risk, delicious alternatives that satisfy your cravings without the side effects. 4. Share simple portion control tips and pairing strategies, think fruit plus protein or fat, to keep your blood sugar steady and your energy up. By the end of this video, you'll feel empowered to make smarter, senior-friendly choices, so you can enjoy every bite without the worry. Imagine savoring a sweet treat that lifts your mood, not your blood sugar. Picture feeling confident at your next family dinner, knowing exactly which fruits to add to your plate. You deserve that peace of mind. Before we jump in, if you care about your health, even just a little, tap that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. This is the place where we talk about what others don't. If you're watching this right now and it resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0. Your voice actually matters here. Also, where are you from? I'd love to know who's listening. Let's get started. 1. The banana. Nature's perfect snack? Imagine this. You're reaching for a banana because it's easy, filling, and you've always heard it's healthy. But a few hours later, you notice your hands feel shaky or your heart races when you bend over to tie your shoes. Could that innocent yellow fruit be to blame? Bananas are often billed as the quintessential grab-and-go snack. They're sweet, portable, and rich in potassium, a mineral essential for healthy nerves and muscles. However, for many seniors, 1. High natural sugar. A medium banana contains around 14 grams of sugar and 27 grams of carbohydrates. That's equivalent to about 2 teaspoons of table sugar in a single fruit. When blood sugar regulation slows with age, these sugars can spike glucose levels quickly, then plummet, leaving you feeling weak, dizzy, or lightheaded. 2. Elevated potassium. While potassium supports normal blood pressure and muscle function, too much can be risky, especially if your kidneys aren't clearing waste as efficiently. 1 banana delivers roughly 420 milligrams of potassium. If you're on blood pressure meds or have reduced kidney function, this extra load can lead to muscle cramps, irregular heartbeat, or fatigue. Studies from reputable organizations confirm that seniors need to manage both sugar and potassium intake. The American Diabetes Association notes that controlling carbohydrates, including natural sugars, is vital for stable blood sugar and energy levels in older adults. The National Kidney Foundation warns that excessive potassium intake can pose dangers for those with chronic kidney disease, a condition affecting 1 in 7 adults over age 65. I know how it feels to want a quick, familiar snack, something you grew up eating without a second thought. Bananas are a comfort food. They remind us of childhood lunches or lazy Sunday mornings, but when you reach for that yellow peel hoping for energy, only to feel your heart holler and legs wobble, it can be scary and disheartening. You deserve snacks that nourish both body and spirit without leaving you on edge or fearful of the next bite. Alternative fruit. Try blueberries. 1. Lower sugar, higher antioxidants. A half cup of fresh blueberries has just 7 grams of sugar, half what you'd find in a banana, yet they brim with antioxidants like anthocyanins, which support brain health and may help memory clarity. 2. Fiber and flavor. Their tiny seeds pack extra fiber to slow sugar absorption, while their mild sweetness still satisfies a craving. 3. Potassium balance. At about 57 milligrams per half cup, blueberries add minimal potassium, making them gentler on sensitive kidneys. Take Joan, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio who always kept bananas in her kitchen for her morning oatmeal. But after her doctor flagged slightly elevated potassium during her annual checkup, and she experienced occasional heart palpitations, Joan felt worried and restricted. She missed the sweet comfort of her banana, especially when her grandson came over for breakfast. Then, a friend suggested swapping half her banana for a handful of frozen blueberries stirred into warm oats. Joan found that the berries gave her the bright, sweet burst she loved, plus a comforting pop of texture. She no longer felt that sudden rush of energy followed by a crash. At her next checkup, her potassium levels were right where they should be. More importantly, she regained confidence in her morning ritual, and her grandson still asked for Grandma's yummy oats every Saturday. As always, talk to your doctor first, especially if you take medications for blood pressure, have kidney concerns, or monitor your blood sugar. Your healthcare provider can help tailor fruit servings to your unique needs. Feeling hopeful about smoother energy and a lighter load on your kidneys? Great. Next, we'll explore grapes, that juicy snack you can't resist at a family gathering. Are they harmless, or is there a hidden catch? Stay tuned because the truth might surprise you. Number 2. Grapes. Sweet bites with a hidden price. Picture this. It's late afternoon, and you settle into your favorite chair with a small bowl of plump, juicy grapes. You pop 1 or 2 into your mouth and savor that satisfying burst of sweetness. But a couple of hours later you feel bloated, your feet ache more than usual, or you suddenly crave another snack. Could these innocent little spheres be stirring up trouble beneath their glossy skins? Grapes often occupy a place of honor on fresh fruit platters and make a quick, bite-sized snack. They're hydrating, contain vitamins, notably vitamin C and K, and pack beneficial plant compounds called polyphenols. Yet for seniors, grapes present 2 main concerns. 1. Concentrated natural sugars. A single cup of grapes holds about 23 grams of sugar and upwards of 27 grams of carbohydrates. When blood sugar control weakens with age, this rapid influx of sugars can trigger a swift glucose spike, followed by a crash that might leave you feeling fatigued, irritable, or hungry again. 2. Potential digestive discomfort. The thin skin of grapes contains raffinose and small amounts of sorbitol, natural sugars that can ferment in the gut, producing gas and bloating in individuals with slower digestion. For seniors experiencing slower gastrointestinal motility, these compounds may exacerbate discomfort, especially after a heavy or carbohydrate-rich meal. Clinical nutrition research shows that high-sugar fruits like grapes can have a moderate to high glycemic index, signaling a swift effect on blood glucose levels. For older adults managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, controlling the glycemic load of snacks is crucial. The National Institute on Aging notes that digestive efficiency often declines in later life, making gas-producing foods more likely to cause distress in seniors. These findings underscore that even natural sugars and fruit fibers can be problematic when your body's processing power shifts with age. I understand how comforting grapes can feel. They remind us of warm summer picnics, children's birthday parties, or Sunday brunch with family. Their vibrant color and easy snacking make them feel almost indulgent, yet nourishing. But when that feel-good moment turns into discomfort or a blood sugar roller coaster, it can cast a shadow over what should be a simple pleasure. You deserve snacks that lift your spirits without dragging you down later. Alternative fruit. Try strawberries. Lower sugar count. 1 cup of halved strawberries contains about 7 grams of sugar, far less than grapes, while still delivering sweetness and bright flavor. Rich in fiber and antioxidants. Strawberries are high in dietary fiber, which slows sugar absorption, and abundant in vitamin C and antioxidative flavonoids that support immune health and skin integrity. Gentle on digestion. Strawberries do not contain significant amounts of sorbitol or raffinose, making them less likely to provoke bloating or gas. Meet Harold, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Arizona. He loved to unwind after gardening with a handful of red and green grapes he kept chilled in his fridge. But over time, Harold noticed his ankles felt puffier, and he began waking at night with mild cramps in his calves. His doctor suggested testing his blood sugar and kidney function. Results that, while not alarming, showed readings edging toward the upper limit of normal. Harold switched to a cup of sliced strawberries paired with a small handful of unsalted almonds each afternoon. He still enjoyed the ritual of the sweet snack, but found he no longer experienced the afternoon slump, nor did his legs cramp overnight. His follow-up labs stayed comfortably within normal ranges, and he regained confidence that a simple change could keep him active and pain-free. Talk to your doctor first if you have diabetes, kidney issues, or digestive concerns. Your healthcare provider can help you determine appropriate fruit servings and advise on balancing fiber, sugar, and fluid intake to suit your personal health profile. Feeling relieved at the thought of gentler, lower sugar snacks? Great! Next, we'll uncover the alluring yet potentially problematic mango, often celebrated as the king of fruits, but tricky for seniors to enjoy safely. You might be surprised by what hides beneath its sweet, juicy flesh. Stay with me. Number 3. Mango. The king of fruits that may rule your blood sugar? Close your eyes and imagine slicing into a ripe mango, that golden, juicy flesh dripping with sweet nectar. You taste sunshine itself, bright, tropical, utterly irresistible. But for many seniors, this luscious fruit can pack a sugar punch that feels more like a thunderclap than a gentle breeze. Mangoes are celebrated worldwide for their rich flavor, vibrant color, and creamy texture. They're an excellent source of vitamins A and C, contain digestive enzymes like amylases, and boast dietary fiber. Yet for seniors, mangoes present 2 significant challenges. Extremely high sugar content. 1 cup of sliced mango delivers roughly 23 grams of natural sugar, nearly as much as a candy bar, along with about 25 grams of carbohydrates. When the body's insulin response slows with age, this concentrated sugar can send blood glucose levels skyrocketing, potentially triggering fatigue, mood swings, or even temporary confusion. Rapid glycemic impact. Despite their fiber, mangoes have a moderate to high glycemic index. This means they can raise blood sugar more quickly than low GI fruits, especially when eaten in larger portions. For seniors with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, a large slice of mango may feel like a sugar surge rather than a gentle, sustained boost. The American Diabetes Association highlights that managing carbohydrate intake, including sugars and whole fruits, is essential for older adults to prevent dangerous glucose spikes. According to the National Institutes of Health, age-related insulin sensitivity declines by as much as 30% in some seniors, making high-sugar foods more impactful on blood sugar control. Together, these findings underscore that even wholesome, natural sugars can require careful portioning and pairing to maintain stable energy. I understand how special mangoes feel. They evoke vacations in the Caribbean, backyard barbecues, and children's delighted faces at the first taste. You deserve to savor these bright memories without the worry that comes afterward. No more reaching for a nap to combat the sugar crash, or feeling anxious about blood sugar readings at your next doctor's visit. You should enjoy a fruit that uplifts your spirit, not one that leaves you chasing a spike and crash. Alternative fruit. Try kiwi. To lower sugar load. 1 medium kiwi contains only about 6 grams of sugar and roughly 11 grams of carbohydrates, far less than mango, while still delivering juicy sweetness. Rich in fiber and vitamins, kiwis offer nearly twice the vitamin C of an orange per serving, plus fiber that slows sugar absorption and supports smooth digestion. Potassium and nutrients. At around 215 mg of potassium per fruit, kiwis balance minerals without overloading sensitive kidneys. They also contain actinidin, an enzyme that aids protein digestion gently, making them easier on the stomach. Consider Margaret, an energetic 74-year-old choir director in Florida. She loved hosting Sunday brunches featuring mango slices drizzled with lime for her friends and grandchildren. But over time, Margaret noticed her wrists and ankles felt stiff and swollen, and her afternoon blood sugar checks bounced from 110 mg/dl to a worrying 180 mg/dl after a mango-filled meal. She felt startled and discouraged. Mangoes had always been her go-to treat. Her nurse practitioner suggested a simple swap. Substitute 2 slices of mango with a medium kiwi, sliced and sprinkled with a pinch of cinnamon for extra flavor. Not only did Margaret still enjoy a tropical tang, kiwi's bright zing reminded her of seaside vacations, but her blood sugar peaked at a steadier 125 mg/dl, and her joint swelling eased. Now, on Sundays, her guests cheer for Kiwi Grande instead of Mango Royale. And Margaret feels proud that she found a way to keep traditions alive without compromising her health. Remember, talk to your doctor first. If you have diabetes, kidney concerns, or digestive issues, discuss fruit selections and portion sizes with your healthcare provider. They can help tailor servings and pairings, like combining kiwi with a handful of walnuts or a spoonful of Greek yogurt, to optimize blood sugar control and digestive comfort. Feeling empowered by that kiwi swap? Perfect. Next, we'll slice into the tropical treasure pineapple. Packed with vitamin C and bromelain, yet potentially a silent agitator for seniors' stomachs and sugar levels. You won't want to miss the surprising truths, so stay with me. Number 4. Pineapple. Tropical treasure or hidden trouble. Picture yourself on a warm afternoon carving a fresh pineapple into golden wedges. Each bite bursts with juicy sweetness and a touch of tang. Pure paradise. Yet, for many seniors, that same tropical delight can trigger unexpected sensitivity, from mouth tingling to blood sugar surges. Could this beloved fruit be the culprit behind your discomfort? Pineapple is often celebrated for its vibrant flavor and healthful nutrients. It's an excellent source of vitamin C, manganese, and an enzyme called bromelain, which supports digestion and may reduce inflammation. However, for seniors, pineapple poses 2 main concerns. High glycemic load. 1 cup of fresh pineapple chunks contains about 16 grams of natural sugar and nearly 22 grams of carbohydrates. With age-related decreases in insulin sensitivity, consuming pineapple, especially in larger portions, can cause a rapid rise in blood glucose. This quick spike may leave you feeling fatigued, thirsty, or craving more sweets soon after. Bromelain sensitivity and oral irritation. Bromelain, the proteolytic enzyme that gives pineapple its uniquely tenderizing power, can irritate sensitive oral tissues. Seniors may experience tingling, redness, or minor soreness on the tongue and inside the cheeks after enjoying pineapple. Additionally, bromelain can sometimes interact with certain medications, such as blood thinners, potentially enhancing their effects and increasing bleeding risk if not monitored carefully. The American Diabetes Association reminds us that even natural sugars and fruits should be counted toward daily carbohydrate goals, particularly for older adults managing diabetes or prediabetes. According to the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, bromelain can interact with anticoagulant therapies, underscoring the importance of medical guidance when introducing high bromelain foods into the senior diet. I know how invigorating pineapple can feel, like a trip to the tropics without leaving your kitchen. It conjures memories of beach vacations, tiki bar cocktails, and sunlit gatherings with grandchildren. When something so delightful leaves your tongue tingling uncomfortably or sends your blood sugar on an unwelcome roller coaster, it can be disheartening. You deserve to relish every juicy bite without worrying about the aftermath or whether your next medication dose needs extra adjustment. Alternative fruit. Try papaya. Gentler enzyme profile. Papaya contains papain instead of bromelain. Papain still aids digestion, but tends to be milder on oral tissues, reducing the risk of mouth irritation. Lower sugar and carbohydrates. 1 cup of papaya cubes offers about 11 grams of sugar and 14 grams of carbohydrates, significantly less than pineapple, while still providing vitamin C, folate, and fiber. Potassium and digestive benefits. Papaya delivers approximately 360 milligrams of potassium per cup, supporting heart and muscle function and its high fiber content helps stabilize blood sugar by slowing sugar absorption. Meet Edward, a 77-year-old retired firefighter from Texas who swore by pineapple juice every morning for its anti-inflammatory reputation. He enjoyed it alongside his omelet, believing it would help soothe his achy joints. But after a few weeks, he began to notice a persistent tingling on his tongue, and his afternoon glucose readings jumped from 120 mdl to 160 mdl, leaving him drained and anxious. On his daughter's advice, Edward swapped his daily pineapple bowl for a mango-papaya medley, 2 sliced mango pieces paired with half a cup of papaya. He still savored that tropical sweetness, but his mouth felt comfortable, and his blood sugar hovered steadily around 130 mg/dl. Best of all, his daughter joined him in the new ritual, turning it into a shared moment over coffee, laughter, and gratitude for simple, sensible swaps. Talk to your doctor first. If you are on blood-thinning medications, have diabetes, or are monitoring your blood sugar and oral health, consult your healthcare provider before increasing high bromelain fruits like pineapple. They can advise on safe portion sizes and potential interactions. Ready for more fruit revelations? Next, we'll dive into watermelon, that classic summer staple that seems harmless but can hide a sugar spike and digestive pitfalls for seniors. You won't want to miss the sweet secrets behind this refreshing favorite. Number 5. Watermelon. Refreshing treat or a hidden sugar and potassium trap? Imagine a hot summer day. You've just finished watering your garden or taking a leisurely stroll with a neighbor, and nothing sounds better than chilling out with a juicy slice of watermelon. That cool, sweet juice drips down your chin, and for a moment, all is right with the world. But what if that innocent slice is secretly sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster, or loading your system with extra potassium that your kidneys struggle to handle? Watermelon seems like the perfect hydrating snack. 92% water, low in calories, brimming with vitamin A from beta-carotene and vitamin C, plus heart-healthy lycopene for antioxidant support. Yet, because of how your body processes it, watermelon can present 2 main challenges for seniors. Glycemic index, GI. Watermelon ranks high on the GI scale, around 72, indicating that its sugars can enter your bloodstream quickly. Glycemic load, GL. Because a typical serving is over 90% water with only about 6 to 11 grams of carbohydrates per cup, the GL is low, around 5 per 120 gram serving, meaning the net impact on blood sugar may be moderate if eaten in small portions. Why it matters? With age-related insulin sensitivity declining by up to 30%, even these moderate sugar loads can cause noticeable spikes and dips in energy and mood, NIH. For seniors who juggle medication schedules, appetite changes, or prediabetes, that quick sugar influx, however small, can feel like a sudden gust rather than a gentle breeze. Potassium in watermelon. A single wedge, about 1/8 of a large melon, roughly 572 g, provides close to 14% of the daily value for potassium, around 390 mg per wedge. Senior kidney function. As we age, our kidneys may filter less efficiently. Too much potassium can accumulate in the bloodstream, leading to hyperkalemia, which can cause muscle weakness, cramps, heart palpitations, or more severe cardiac issues if unchecked. Real-world risk. Case reports document seniors on the edge of kidney impairment developing hyperkalemia from excessive watermelon intake, sometimes as little as several wedges per day. The American Diabetes Association advises that even natural sugars count toward your daily carbohydrate goals. For older adults, maintaining consistent blood glucose, rather than chasing rapid highs and lows, supports better energy, mood, and cognitive clarity. The National Kidney Foundation notes that dietary potassium must be balanced carefully in those with reduced renal function. Foods traditionally considered safe may tip the scales if consumed in larger quantities or without adequate medical oversight. I know how liberating it feels to indulge in something as simple as a chilled slice of watermelon, especially when it harks back to childhood memories of summer picnics, grandkids' laughter, and that uniquely bright, wet sweetness that only watermelon can deliver. You deserve to savor those joyful moments. Not worry afterward that you've pushed your blood sugar too high or burdened your kidneys. You should feel confident that your snack choices nourish both your body and your heart. Alternative fruit. Try cantaloupe. Lower glycemic impact. 1 cup of cantaloupe cubes contains about 13 g of carbohydrates, only slightly more than watermelon, but has a lower GI, around 65, and a GL of about 3.5, giving a steadier rise in blood sugar. Moderate potassium. Cantaloupe provides roughly 270 mg of potassium per cup, about 15% less per serving than an equivalent portion of watermelon, easing the load on sensitive kidneys. Rich in nutrients, cantaloupe also delivers vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene, vitamin C, and hydration, making it a well-rounded, senior-friendly treat. Take Doris, a 75-year-old retired school librarian in Michigan who looked forward to her afternoon ritual: 2 generous wedges of watermelon with a sprinkle of sea salt. But over several weeks, she began waking in the night with tingling in her toes and subtle heart fluttering. Worried, she visited her doctor, who found her potassium levels were creeping up and her blood pressure harder to regulate. Doris switched to smaller morning servings of cantaloupe, about 3/4 of a cup, mixed with a spoonful of cottage cheese for protein. She still enjoyed the morning ritual and the mild sweetness she craved, but her overnight potassium readings stabilized and the heart flutters vanished. Now she smiles each morning as she savors her new routine, relieved that comfort doesn't have to come at the cost of her health. Always talk to your doctor first, especially if you have diabetes, kidney disease, or heart issues. Your provider can help you determine safe portion sizes, optimal pairing, like adding a protein or healthy fat to slow sugar absorption, and the right balance for your fruit intake in the context of your overall diet and medications. Feeling more informed and ready for a snack swap that lights you up without wearing you out? Next, we'll uncover the secret complexities of cherries. These tiny jewels pack a potent punch of flavor and antioxidants. But can they be too much of a good thing for seniors? Stay tuned to find out. Number 6. Cherries. Tiny jewels with a potent punch, but at what cost? Think back to the first time you popped a cherry into your mouth. That burst of sweet tart juice, the glossy skin giving way with a satisfying snap. They're nature's candy, cute, colorful, and irresistible. But for some seniors, those little red treats can come with a hidden sting, from unexpected sugar surges to digestive distress that leaves you second-guessing your snack choices. Cherries, whether sweet Bing cherries or tangy Montmorency varieties, are beloved for their antioxidant power, fiber, and the compound melatonin, which may support sleep. Yet, for older adults, cherries present 2 main concerns: concentrated natural sugars. A 1-cup serving of sweet cherries contains about 18 grams of sugar and 25 grams of carbohydrates. When blood sugar control wanes with age, these sugars can raise glucose levels more quickly than lower sugar fruits, potentially causing mid-afternoon energy crashes or unexpected cravings. FODMAP content and digestive upset. Cherries are high in sorbitol and other FODMAPs, fermentable carbs, that can draw water into the gut and ferment, producing gas and bloating. If you've noticed discomfort, cramps, or a feeling of fullness after eating a handful, it may be due to this FODMAP load, especially common in seniors whose digestive motility slows over time. The American Diabetes Association emphasizes that seniors monitoring glucose should count natural sugars in fruit toward total carbohydrate goals to prevent sudden peaks and dips in energy. The Monash University Low FODMAP diet research indicates that cherries rank high in sorbitol and fructans, 2 fermentable sugars known to trigger bloating and discomfort in sensitive individuals, effects that can intensify with age-related digestive changes. I know how enchanting cherries can feel, evoking memories of cherry pie cooling on Grandma's windowsill, bowlfuls of cherries at summer fairs, or a romantic stroll beneath blossoming cherry trees in spring. But when that joy turns into a rushed trip to relieve bloating, or leaves you staring at an unexpected blood sugar reading, it can cast a shadow on those sweet recollections. You deserve treats that spark happiness without the worry or discomfort that steals the moment's magic. Alternative fruit. Try blackberries. Lower sugar, high fiber. 1 cup of blackberries contains about 7 grams of sugar and 14 grams of carbohydrates, less than half the sugar of cherries, while delivering 8 grams of fiber to slow sugar absorption and support smooth digestion. Antioxidant power. Blackberries are rich in anthocyanins and vitamin C, offering similar anti-inflammatory benefits to cherries without the high sorbitol content that can distress the gut. Gentle on digestion. With minimal sorbitol and a low FODMAP profile, blackberries are less likely to cause gas or bloating, making them a senior-friendly choice for tummy comfort. Meet Helen, a 70-year-old retired nurse from Oregon who adored munching on cherries fresh from her backyard tree each summer. But over time, she noticed that after just a handful, she felt bloated and uncomfortable, so much so that she skipped her evening strolls. Worried about her girth and digestive confidence, Helen's doctor recommended she track her responses and consider low FODMAP swaps. Helen tried replacing her cherry ritual with a small bowl of blackberries topped with a few slivered almonds for crunch and healthy fats. She loved the dark berry flavor and found she no longer needed to cut her evening walks short. At her next wellness check, she gleefully reported stable blood sugars and zero post-snack bloating, proof that a simple swap can restore both physical comfort and emotional uplift. Always talk to your doctor first, especially if you have diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome, or known digestive sensitivities. Your healthcare provider can advise on portion sizes, FODMAP content, and how to pair fruits with protein or healthy fats, like a spoonful of nut butter, to moderate sugar absorption and support a calm gut. Did that story of Helen's blackberry breakthrough resonate with you? If so, you're going to love what's coming next. Next, we'll explore the world of dried fruits. Those convenient, long-lasting snacks that seem healthy but can harbor concentrated sugars and additives. You'll discover which dried bites to reconsider and senior-friendly alternatives to keep your energy and joy steadily soaring. Stay with me. Number 7. Dried fruits. Portable powerhouses or sneaky sugar and potassium bombs? Picture this. You're packing for a day out, maybe a grandkid's soccer game or a doctor's appointment, and you grab a handful of raisins, apricots, or a mix of dates because they're portable, don't spoil, and feel like a healthy choice. But later, you notice you're starving sooner than expected, your energy dips, or your latest blood test flagged elevated potassium. Could these convenient dried fruits be doing you more harm than good? Dried fruits, raisins, apricots, figs, prunes, and dates seem like nature's candy bars. Removing water concentrates their sugars, fiber, and nutrients into small, shelf-stable bites. However, for seniors, GI and glycemic load. Although dried fruits often have a glycemic index below white bread, their glycemic load per serving remains high because you consume more fruit in less volume. For example, a small handful, about 40 g, of raisins can deliver over 30 grams of carbohydrates and nearly 24 grams of sugar, equivalent to a candy bar. Calories add up. That same handful packs over 120 calories, and it's easy to mindlessly eat 2 or 3 handfuls during errands, sending daily sugars and calories soaring. Potassium concentration. Dried figs, dates, and prunes are especially rich in potassium, critical for heart and muscle function but potentially dangerous if your kidneys filter less efficiently. The National Kidney Foundation lists dates, dried fruits, dried figs, and prunes among high-potassium foods to monitor in chronic kidney disease. Risk of hyperkalemia. Seniors on potassium-sparing medications or with reduced renal clearance can accumulate excess potassium, risking muscle weakness, cramps, and cardiac irregularities. A large observational study found that, paradoxically, a small daily serving of dried fruit, if unsweetened and properly portioned, may reduce type 2 diabetes risk by about 60% per 1.2 portion increment. Yet, the key is small. Servings paired with protein or fiber to blunt sugar absorption. The NKF emphasizes that seniors with CKD must carefully limit high-potassium snacks. Even a few prunes or dates can push potassium intake past recommended thresholds if not balanced with low-potassium foods and medical advice. I know how comforting it feels to munch on something sweet and chewy. Dried fruits bring back memories of school lunches, holiday baking, and simple traditions passed down through generations. They seem wholesome and unprocessed, a pantry staple that promises fiber and nutrients. But when that comfort leads to fatigue, bloating, or a worrying lab result, it can turn into anxiety and regret. You deserve snacks that honor your legacy and keep you feeling strong without hidden pitfalls. Alternative fruit choice. Try fresh berries plus nuts, moderate sugar, high fiber. A cup of fresh raspberries or blueberries has only 5,7 g of sugar and 8 g of fiber, helping steady blood sugar. Protein and healthy fats. Pair with a tablespoon of chopped almonds or walnuts. The added protein and healthy fats slow sugar absorption and help you feel fuller, longer. Lower potassium load. Fresh berries are low in potassium, under 150 milliliters per cup, making them gentler on sensitive kidneys. Consider Barbara, a 79-year-old retired seamstress who loved keeping a trail mix jar of dried apricots and raisins by her knitting chair. Lately, she noticed afternoon fatigue and occasional heart palpitations. Her dietitian pointed out that just 40 g of dried fruit was spiking her glucose and potassium. Barbara switched to a bowl of fresh strawberries and a sprinkle of chopped pecans. Now she enjoys a sweet, satisfying snack that keeps her energized through her quilting sessions. No more afternoon slumps, and her last lab work showed stable potassium and glucose levels. Talk to your doctor first. If you have diabetes, CKD, or take medications affecting potassium, ask your healthcare provider how much dried fruit fits safely into your diet. They can recommend precise portion sizes and pairing strategies to protect your heart, kidneys, and energy levels. Next, we'll peel back the layers on grapefruit, a fruit often touted for weight loss and heart health, yet trickier for seniors than you might think. Don't miss the vital facts before your next breakfast routine. Number 8. Grapefruit, the heart-healthy culprit behind medication mishaps. Imagine starting your morning with half a grapefruit, feeling virtuous as you savor that tart burst of citrus sunshine. You've heard it's great for your heart and metabolism, but later in the day you notice dizziness, leg cramps, or your heart races when you stand up. Could that innocent breakfast ritual be interfering with your medications and putting your health at risk? Grapefruit offers impressive nutrients, vitamin C, potassium, and fiber, and is often promoted to support heart health. However, for seniors, grapefruit carries two significant concerns. Dangerous drug interactions. Grapefruit contains compounds called furanocoumarins that inhibit the enzyme CYP3A4 in the gut and liver, responsible for metabolizing up to 50% of all prescription drugs. Even one whole grapefruit, or a small glass of juice, can elevate blood levels of certain medications for 1 to 3 days, risking overdose toxicity or loss of drug effectiveness. Affected drugs include many statins, simvastatin, atorvastatin, certain blood pressure medications, nifedipine, immunosuppressants, cyclosporine, anti-anxiety meds, buspirone, and even some diabetes drugs, repaglinide. Potassium load and kidney considerations. Half a medium grapefruit contains about 160 mg of potassium. While modest for healthy adults, seniors with reduced kidney function or on potassium-sparing medications can accumulate excess potassium, leading to hyperkalemia, which may cause muscle weakness, cramps, or dangerous heart rhythm changes. The FDA mandates grapefruit warning labels on numerous oral drugs due to serious interactions that can increase side effects or reduce efficacy. A Healthline review reports that just 1 glass of grapefruit juice can boost blood levels of certain statins by over 260%, dramatically raising the risk of muscle breakdown and kidney damage. The National Kidney Foundation explicitly lists dried and fresh grapefruits among high-potassium foods to monitor in chronic kidney disease, noting that seniors should be cautious even with moderate servings. I know how uplifting it feels to nourish yourself with a fresh grapefruit. Its bright flavor can bring back memories of breakfast on a sunlit porch or seaside vacations. But when that same fruit turns your daily medications into a gamble, leaving you shaky, anxious, or worried about your next lab results, it can overshadow those warm memories. You deserve peace of mind in every meal, knowing your choices support your health. Never undermine it. Alternative fruit. Try oranges and navels or caracaras. No major CYP3A4 inhibitors. Unlike grapefruit, oranges do not contain furanocoumarins that interfere with drug-metabolizing enzymes, making them safe alongside most medications. Moderate potassium and sugar. One medium orange has about 237 mg potassium and 12 grams sugar, similar to grapefruit but without the drug interaction risk. Rich in vitamin C and fiber, oranges provide a gentle, steady release of nutrients and a familiar citrus tang. ideal for seniors seeking both flavor and safety. Meet George, an 80-year-old World War II veteran and retiree from Florida. He began each day with half a pink grapefruit, believing it would keep his cholesterol and blood pressure in check. But after starting simvastatin, he noticed unusual muscle aches and his doctor found elevated drug levels in his blood work, classic signs of a grapefruit-statin interaction. George felt frustrated and embarrassed. "I thought I was doing the right thing for my heart," he said. His cardiologist recommended switching to a medium orange each morning instead. George hesitated. "It's just not the same," he joked, but soon found that the sweet tart orange satisfied his citrus craving. Within weeks, his muscle aches faded, his cholesterol remained well controlled on the same medication dose, and he felt confident again in his morning routine. Always talk to your doctor or pharmacist first. If you take any prescription medications, especially cholesterol-lowering statins, blood pressure drugs, immunosuppressants, or diabetes treatments, verify whether grapefruit is safe. Small tweaks like swapping grapefruit for orange can protect you from hidden drug interactions and keep your medication working just as it should. You've walked with me through a journey of rediscovery, questioning long-trusted fruits and uncovering why, as we age, even natural sweetness or nutrients can sometimes work against our well-being. Let's revisit each fruit and the senior-friendly swaps we explored. 1. Bananas. The risk. Roughly 14 grams of sugar and 420 mg potassium per medium banana can spike blood glucose and burden sensitive kidneys. The swap. Blueberries, only 7 grams, sugar per half cup, antioxidants for brain health, and minimal potassium. 2. Grapes. The risk. 1 cup can deliver 23 gray sugar and gut-bloating compounds like raffinose, leading to energy crashes and digestive discomfort. The swap. Strawberries, 7 grams sugar per cup, high vitamin C, fiber-rich, and gentle on the gut. 3. Mango. The risk. A cup of mango brings 23 grams sugar and a moderate to high glycemic index, risking blood sugar surges in insulin-sensitive seniors. The swap. Kiwi, just 6 grams sugar per fruit, twice the vitamin C of an orange, fiber-packed and balanced potassium. 4. Pineapple. The risk. With 16 grams sugar and the enzyme bromelain, pineapple can irritate oral tissues and interact with blood thinners. The swap. Papaya. 11 grams sugar per cup. Papain for gentle digestion, anti-inflammatory, and milder on your mouth and meds. 5. Watermelon. The risk. High GI-72 paired with moderate carbohydrate load and about 320 mmol potassium per wedge can lead to blood sugar spikes and hyperkalemia. The swap. Cantaloupe, GI around 65, lower glycemic load, slightly less potassium plus vitamin A and C. 6. Cherries. The risk. 1 cup offers 18 grams sugar, 25 grind carbs, and high sorbitol or FODMAPs, potentially causing crashes and bloating. The swap. Blackberries. 7 grams sugar, 14 grams carbs, 8 grams fiber, rich in antioxidants, and low FODMAP. Dried fruits. The risk. Concentrated sugars, e.g., 40 grams raisins, can equal 24 grams sugar, and potassium overload in dates, figs, and prunes risk hyperkalemia. The swap. Fresh berries, plus nuts, low sugar, high fiber, plus protein and healthy fats to slow absorption and sustain energy. Grapefruit. The risk. Furanocoumarins block CYP3A4, causing dangerous drug interactions with statins, blood pressure meds, and more, plus 160 mg potassium per half fruit. The swap. Oranges, navels or caracaras, no major enzyme inhibitors, moderate sugar and potassium, and heart-healthy vitamin C. You deserve snacks that honor every chapter of your life, nourishing your body, uplifting your spirit, and preserving the traditions you hold dear. By choosing fruits wisely, pairing them with protein or healthy fats, and being mindful of portion sizes, you unlock a world where sweet moments don't come at the cost of your comfort or safety. Every swap we've discussed is backed by reputable health guidance, from the American Diabetes Association to the National Kidney Foundation, and grounded in real stories of seniors who found renewed energy, peace of mind, and joy in simple changes. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. It's okay to feel challenged by conflicting advice or overwhelmed by health stats. What matters is that you're taking steps right now to tailor your diet to your unique needs. You deserve the freedom to snack with confidence, to share laughter and berries with your grandkids, and to wake up each day knowing you've chosen choices that love you back. If these insights resonated, please like this video to let me know, and consider subscribing for more senior-focused health tips, lifestyle hacks, and uplifting stories. I'd love to hear from you. Comment below which fruit swap you're most excited to try, or share your own experiences with fruit and health. Your story might help another viewer feel seen and supported. You've taken a great step today toward a healthier, happier you. Thank you for trusting me as your guide. Here's to many more sweet moments that nourish both body and soul. Talk to your doctor first, but most of all, enjoy your journey. You deserve this. With respect and hope, your friend in health,